Mr. Eivind Aarset, you are one of the pioneering and an anti-hero guitarist with a great sense of electronic sound and expressiveness. How it is for you to express your most intimate thoughts, your thinking, mainly through your wonderful instrument, the electric guitar?
Yeah, I think as I'm sort of a private person, I think it's wonderful to have the possibility to express emotions and thoughts through music and my instrument.
What would you say is unique about Eivind Aarset's sound?
Oh, I think it's, I'm not like alone. There's a lot of people that influences. So it's a mixture between all my influences from rock and jazz and electronic music, and combined with my personality, which is even though I like a lot of aggressive music, I'm not a very aggressive person, so the music is not very aggressive, but it has a sort of a temper and a sort of
And sometimes a dark energy.
Very dark sometimes.
There are some melodic lines in your latest album, I.E., that reminded me the music, the atmosphere of some great Italian movies. Am I right?
Yeah. I cannot say that it's like a specific movie or anything, but
Yes.
I love Ennio Morricone's music. And also now in my head is sensitive, but this other guy who made also music for Fellini, also fantastic Italian composer. Sorry, I can't not remember the name right now, but he made this crazy movie from the Roman times.
Your music is coupled with fascinating video projections. Tell me more about your complex syncretic process.
Yeah, that basically. I unfortunately I seldom can afford to bring the live visuals with the guy, but there's a guy that I worked a lot with. It's called Tord Knudsen, a Norwegian light designer, and he's has this very spontaneous creates scenery, which is I really enjoy when I have the chance to play with him. It's fun, and he also did some videos for me, which I think are great. And it's sometimes when playing with the video or light projections, it's takes away some of this edge of being on stage, because sometimes I can feel I'm
Yes.
yeah.
You are a creator of many extrovert sound, texture and sonic energies, and often your music, it makes me think about never-ending intergalactic voyages. But as a person, you seem to be introverted, very introverted. How would you describe your own music?
It's really hard to describe.
Put it in words.
Yeah, I think emotional expression is important,
Yes.
but not too much. It's like the balance between giving, like in the sentimental. I don't want to go so I want the most music to have some sort of emotional fundament, but also I like the construction, that the fundament, the composition is good, and I think dynamics for this band especially, not necessarily with all projects I do, but this IE project, the dynamics are really important.
What should be the greatest virtue in a guitarist, Mr. Eivind Aarset?
Virtue, what's the most important thing? I think
Human quality.
Yeah, I think to be be true to your own idea, not necessarily. Even though we all find inspiration all over, I think it's much more interesting to hear somebody who's trying something which might go wrong than somebody who sounds exactly like someone else.
Yes. In your formation as a guitarist, as a sideman, it was Niels Petter Molvær who gave you a lot of space to discover and to explore your role as a guitar player in a band. Am I right or wrong?
That's totally true. I think that period when I played with Niels Petters from 96 until 2008 or something like that, this was really important, especially the first years, because then he was like he has very clear, I would say he has very clear vision of what he likes his music to be, but maybe his vision was also to pick the musicians he thought could do complete his vision without giving detailed information, just sort of giving a sort of direction. And also when he's playing, he's a really strong player, so he's just by his playing is giving directions of what he wants.
What is the essence of your Codex Sonic project?
I think the Sonic Codex the project has been together for a long time, and I think to play with the same musician over time and develop a sound together, that's maybe the essence. That's maybe it's not only it's my ideas which are in the bottom, but it's all the musicians that are with me that really creates this together.
Is it difficult somehow for you to create and to play music in these turbulent times, full of social and political crises?
Yeah, I think it is something I can't really find a correct answer to, but I feel it's a big conflict in myself between it's the distance between what I do, because I'm totally filled up with music and trying new stuff, and then sometimes it feels like totally unnecessary and unimportant stuff to deal with. But at the same time, sometimes, so I think most of the time I play music for my own pleasure, but sometimes I can also feel from people that they can get something from it. But I think it's a problem, actually.
What are Eivind Aarset's passions outside the music?
Passions outside music? I like making food. Which is also sort of, it's like blending ingredients, just like music. And I like, nowadays I live in the countryside, so when I'm not traveling, I really like to be at home and walk in the woods and make new music, cook for my wife and my kids.
Great. Now in 2017, how would you describe the evolution of the Nordic jazz?
I think there are some really. It's. I don't think there's some really nice new players coming up, and not necessarily electronic musicians, also electronic musicians, but a lot of young players who are really, really good. And also but generations after me, not so young, but like people like Stian, of course, Stian Westerhus, totally amazing musicians. To hear what he does in duo with Sissel, and it's totally amazing. And also Bushman's Revenge is a band I like very much, and also this young, that's a great band. My brain is but there are some really interesting new young projects out there.
What is Eivind Aarset's life credo?
I don't think that's a hard one. I think to be as much into what I spend my time in as possible, to be as deeply connected to what I do, so what I spend my time with as I can, and try to do the best of whatever talent I have.
Which are the next steps for Eivind Aarset?
Next step, I'm touring a lot this autumn. I'm touring with Andy Shepherd. That's the next tour I do after. Yeah, and I'm doing it before. Actually, before that, I'm doing as soloist the German big band, NDR big band, and then I'm going to record, having a new duo album with Jan Bang coming up, and there's going to be a release with the reggae project with Sly and Robbie, Nils Petter, and Vladislav Delay. That's long tour next summer. I'm going to record an album for ECM with Gianluca Petrella and Michele Rabbia, and that's in the winter. So there's a lot of, and I try to make this. I'm trying to write a lot of new material also for this band, because I want to record another album with this group as well.
What does it mean for you to play in Timisoara?
Timisoara, I have very nice memories from Timisoara. I've been here before. And I just hope to play as good as possible. That to make a good concert.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.